The ancient burial practices of our Taino ancestors indicate our legacy of respect and veneration for the honored departed. Our ancestors oftentimes interred their dead initially in the ground, wrapped up in their hammocks, and later they sometimes exhumed and cremated the bones. Then in many cases they placed the bones or cremated ashes in burial clay pots and in hanging iguera gourds. An element of that legacy is our ancestral perception of the nature of the afterlife. The realm of the departed loved ones is called Kwaibai, and since primordial times, that mystical, symbolic realm has been perceived as existing in the center of the body of our great earth and water mother, Atabe. Kwaibai is inside her belly. There in that great metaphorical subterranean abode, the souls of thousands of generations of the ancestors dance to the rhythm of the ever-resounding cosmic song. That glorious community exists within the warm, moist, loving embrace of the primordial cave inside her belly, from which all humanity once emerged, and where individual souls await re-emergence in one form or another. Entrance to that magnificent internal community is the mouth of a symbolic cave. This is because a cave is an opening on the surface of the earth. The surface of the earth is the physical body of the Earth Mother. That is the aperture to her womb. Deep within that cave exists the symbol of the ultimate center of creation. This symbol is a mystical cylinder surrounded by four elements that point to the four directions: north, south, east, and west, with a conical element pointing to the heavens and a flat base that rests on the surface of Mother Earth, a symbol of everywhere all at once and nowhere in particular. Down in the netherworld of the divine womb, the great central axis mundus, Seba tree, rises from the subterranean watery realm flooded with the maternal amniotic fluid, where the souls of the departed sometimes take the form of mystic fish. Our ancient ancestors recognized a symbolic link between that cosmic womb and an iguera dita gourd, a container fashioned from the dried and hollowed out fruit of the iguera tree. The sacred souls who swim there inside that great gourd can emerge from there like great primordial fish who rise up from that internal ocean to come back out and repopulate the realm of the living in the form of newly reincarnated recycled humans. The totem animal of the cosmic mother Atabe is the great constrictor serpent, who is the maternal boa. She not only represents the terrestrial quality of the Earth Mother, but also the water-laden clouds that provide us with life-supporting rain. That snake curls itself into the shape of an oval, the oval form of the sacred hoops that our ancestors carved out of stone reflect the shape of the womb of the cosmic woman Atabe. Iguera gourd was used by our ancestors as a repository for the cremated bone remains of the departed loved ones. This fruit represents the fertile uterus of Atabe. An important element of that symbolism is the fact that the interior of that fruit guards living seeds, which are the metaphorical representation of potential new life. Iguera gourd acted as a receptacle for the soul of a loved one. Because of that, these gourds were hung via long cords or twine from the ceiling of the bohío houses. There, they expressed the presence of the departed loved one in the midst of the living family. It also represented the fact that the cavernous womb of Atabe can exist anywhere, even inside the family home. The opening to that cave also has the power to disgorge the colossal hosts of the departed loved ones when they choose to emerge from its depth in the form of bats. Every bat symbolically represents the soul of a departed relative, emerging from the womb of Atabe, either temporarily at night to enjoy a brief nocturnal sojourn on the surface of the earth, or permanently to return as a reincarnated, reborn descendant. Sacred shapes of these extraordinary flying animals have taken their place in the imagination and art of our ancient ancestors, who modeled their form in the adornment of their clay pottery. Mystical earthly realm, the totemic flying animal seeks the delicious sweet fruit that was dedicated by the supreme being Yaya Guature as the main sustenance of the departed loved ones. That fruit is guava. The bat loves the guava, just like the souls of the departed love it, just like we, living human beings, love it. The bat can transform into the beautiful physical shape of a well-formed human. In that shape, the ancestor can appear to a living descendant in the form of a dream or mystical vision. It is the entity that we call Opia or Hupia, the soul of the departed loved one. We offer the sweet guava fruit or guava juice to the soul of the departed loved ones when they visit us during the celebration of the Day of the Ancestors in the late autumn season, when the constellation of Orion rises to a certain position in the night sky, because we know that they enjoy it just like we do. We know that from the deep, water-flooded interior of the Earth cave, the ancestors have the capacity to emerge as on a magic canoe that approaches us in joy and sweetness, especially on the Day of the Ancestors. Those wonderful forebears walk here among us in their beauty. They advise us and guide us just as they did while they were alive. The presence of those ancient ones is reflected in our sacred origin narrative, the Taino Chronicles, which mention the very first ancestors, the Minankara Caracol, who originally manifested in the form of a set of quadruplet brothers before they all merged into one unified, consolidated man, and Turtle Woman, who represents the expression of compassion and nurturing love. That was the original Taino couple who symbolically spawned our tribe and populated the Caribbean islands. It is the legacy of that hallowed story which inspires and motivates us. We create a sacred space where the individual memory tablets of each one of our ancestors that we can account for are positioned in their own place of honor. Each memory tablet bears a tiny hanging gourd and an equally small earthenware bowl, which holds the ashes of a ceremony dedicated to that particular ancestor. The sacred space is maintained and regaled with flowers and consecrated lights. And on the appointed day of the late autumn season, when the Orion constellation rises to that special place in the sky, and when certain tropical fish make their mating runs in the rivers and estuaries of our Caribbean islands, we hang special iguera gourds. We position a special earthenware bowl. We light the crematory flame to burn the flowers, poetry, notes, and other symbols of our departed loved ones. We offer guava juice, and we sing the song of the dead. In this way, we carry on the ancient tradition passed down to us from the time of our Taino ancestors. We set the soles of our feet upon the well-worn footsteps, and we walk in beauty.
Quiero que a mí me entierren como a mis antepasados. Yo quiero que a mí me entierren como a mis antepasados. En el vientre oscuro y fresco de una vasija de barro. En el vientre oscuro y fresco de una vasija de barro. vivirán a hablar de tiempo, amores y desengaños. Arcilla cocida y dura, alma de verdes collados. Arcilla cocida y dura, alma de verdes collados. Luz y sangre de mis hombres, voz de mis antepasados. Luz y sangre de mis hombres, voz de mis antepasados. De ti nací, a ti vuelvo, arcilla, vaso de barro. De ti nací, a ti vuelvo, arcilla, vaso de barro. Y viene algo en ti, en tu polvo enamorado. En mi muerte guías tú en ti, en tu polvo enamorado.
Make me a song now, on a day that I have sung. Make me a song now, on a day that I have sung. In a woman you will bury me, my son. In a woman you will bury me, my son.
Sing to the highways.